wanderlust.com, and today I'm going to walk you through my brand spanking new spread for 2018 in my first ever bullet journal, so that you can hopefully get a little inspiration for what you might like to do with yours and just kind of see how I set everything up. Now, full disclosure, this is my first ever bullet journal, so I have pretty much no idea what I'm doing. So before I got started, I pretty much binge watched a million different tutorials on YouTube about bullet journaling so that I would have some kind of an idea of what I wanted to do. So I pulled inspiration and ideas from channels like Kara from over at Boho Berry 17 and Amanda Rashley. Is it Rashley? Rachel Lee? Amanda Rachel Lee? You probably know who I'm talking about if you know about bullet journals. So after writing down a bunch of inspiration and ideas from other people and some also from my own mind juice, I finally sat down this past weekend and created my spread. That. Also, this video is a little bit different from what I normally do. I normally post videos all about how to grow your online business, because that's my thing. I teach online business, how to start an online business, how to grow an online business. So posting a little bullet journal video is something that is a little new for me. But I am obsessed with planning, I am obsessed with goal setting, and now I am obsessed with bullet journaling! Yeah! If you enjoy this video and you want to see more bullet journaling stuff, like maybe a monthly plan with me or future spreads that I do or whatevs, then leave me a comment below and let me know if you enjoy this video. That way I will know to make more videos. Okay, enough babbling. Let's just dive right on into this bullet journal spread showing off thing. All right, here we go with my first official bullet journal video, and as I said, I am really excited. So for my first ever journal, I decided to go with the Scribbles That Matter brand, and the reason why I chose this journal is because two of my favorite colors of all time are teal and yellow. So when I saw this color scheme, I was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. And then I also absolutely loved the really cute doodles that are all over the cover. They are totally my style. And I don't know if you can tell from the video, but like when you feel the doodles, they're like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, ingrained, embossed. They're like cut into the cover itself. So anyway, love this journal already. It's super good quality. Love the colors, love the doodles, and I just love everything about it. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Ooh, yeah. So the very first page is the following belongs to, and of course it belongs to me. And I am starting this in March 2018. Yes, I am starting in the middle of March 2018. I just got inspired to start a bullet journal, and the beautiful thing about bullet journaling is it's super flexible and you can literally do anything you want. So I'm like, you know what? It is prime time to start my bullet journal in the middle of March. And they have pages in the very beginning that are the key and the index. I haven't decided if I'm going to use the key yet. I feel like I would be feeling a little restricted with it, or I wouldn't use it. So I have mixed emotions about the key, still trying to figure out if I'm going to use it or not. And then of course my index pages, which I haven't filled out a ton because I just started. There's two more index pages, and then we have my first official spread that I created. And let me just say that initially when I was staring at all of these blank pages, it was very a little overwhelming. I had a case of blank page syndrome or blank canvas syndrome, whatever they call it. So it took me like an hour to even put my pencil down, but once I got started it was much easier. So I have a year at a glance, and I started off by doing this in pencil. And I'm really glad that I did, because I messed up the spacing and also the actual dates a few times. And I would have been really annoyed with myself if I had done that on the very first page, made all these awful mistakes. So I get that this is, I'm embracing imperfectionism in this journal, but to get the dates and the spacing wrong on the first page, I was just like, no! So I started off with pencil, really glad I did. My hand was definitely cramping by the time I was finished. And I put a quote here to kind of just be my inspiration for the year, and it is a Don Draper quote from Mad Men. Make it simple but significant, and that's kind of what I'm trying to embrace this year. I want everything to be simple but significant in my business. I don't want to focus on a million things. I want to do a few things, do them really well. In my life, I want to do the same thing. It's all about simplicity, even with the items that I buy. I'm not a minimalist, but I believe in keeping it simple, and I believe in only having things that I either love or need. So this is kind of like a good life motto for me. Plus, I just love Mad Men. Moving on to the next page is the, I guess, what bullet journalers call the future log. This is where you have an entire overview for the year, but you have room to write down future plans and dates and events and things like that, because you're not creating all the pages in your bullet journal at the same time. That would take forever. So as you get events that are in the future, you can write them down here, and that way when you go to actually plan out that month, when you were in that month, then you can remember, oh, I've got all this stuff going on. So I called it future awesomeness though. I don't know, I didn't like the word log. I felt like it was just a little stale. So, you know, future awesomeness. And then I put it over 2 pages. I wanted to make sure that I was giving myself plenty of room to write in all the goods. We'll see if I actually use that or not. But I don't remember the name of these pens. I'll link below all the supplies that I use. I don't remember the names of anything, especially because I'm just getting started, so I couldn't tell you what they're called, but they're like these watercolor pens, and oh my gosh, they are amazing. I am obsessed and I love them. So I will link below everything that I've been using. And then the next spread is my goals spread. I am obsessed with goals. I love goals. Oh my gosh, this page was so much fun. So I've organized it out by category because I like to try and be well-rounded with my goals. So I've got work goals, fitness goals, relationship goals, wellness goals, travel goals, and just other random goals. And then on this page, this one took me a while to try and come up with something, but I wanted a way to track like my progress on these goals throughout the year. So this is like a milestone page for all of, so like these will be big overall goals, and then I kind of break them down into milestones leading up to it. So I've got my tribe, which is where I'm going to be tracking all of my online business growth with my audience, my email subscribers, my Facebook group, and then also YouTube subscribers. I have not focused on YouTube at all. But I decided for 2018 I wanted to start focusing on it more because I absolutely love video. So I'm going to track that here. I have a vacation milestones. My goal was to take 4 vacations this year. I've got fitness milestones, relationship milestones, and also financial milestones. And then there's a little checkbox next to each so that throughout the year as I reach the little milestones, working up to my big main goal, then I can just color in the box and color it pink. And then the next spread I have is a 100 things to do in 2018. So who knows if I will be able to come up with 100 things. I probably can. Who knows if I'll get to all of them. But I thought this was a really fun idea, and I've just kind of organized it by category, like fun things to do, self-care, business, learning. And I'm just gonna list out all of the possible things that I could do this year. So if I'm ever sitting around one day and I'm like, man, I don't know what to do, even though that never happens, I can always find something to do. But if there is a moment where I'm like, what should I do today? I can refer to this list, and I decorated it with some stickers from the Shop Bando sticker book. Love all of their stuff, obsessed with all of their stuff. And then I continued that on over to the next page because I wanted some more categories. Travel, dream home. One of my goals is I've decided I don't want to buy a house. I want to have a house built, and I want it to be modern, a modern marvel. So my goal is to start kind of getting that figured out this year. And then date ideas. One of my goals is to go on at least 1 date with my boyfriend a month, so that we don't get into the habit of just like, you know, sitting around into a too comfortable of a routine. So I want to make it a point to go on a new type of date every month. And then over here, this is the dream list page. And this is where I'm just gonna write down anything and everything that I want. And that can be material things, that can be experiences, literally anything and everything that I want at some point in my life. I'm going to write it down right here. And then the next spread that I have is, these are 2 ideas I remember specifically I got from this 17 magazine. I'm assuming it was 17 magazine, just said 17. But they did a video on spreads and I got these 2 ideas from them. So this is where I'm gonna write down what movies I want to watch and I'm gonna rate them, and they're in cute little buttery popcorns. And then books to read. I've got a bunch of business books that I want to read, and just self-help, I guess, self-help books. My 2 favorite type of books are business and self-help. So I've got a ton of those that I want to read. So I'm going to write down the name of the book, and then when I actually read it, I'm going to check it off and also leave like a star rating 1 through 5 of how good or how bad that I thought it was. So I'm really excited to use these 2 pages. And then the next page or spread is a dream log. I have the craziest dreams. I swear every single night I have a totally random, crazy, just what the Sam. I wake up and I'm like, what the Sam Hill? They're always like really random and really vivid. And anytime I tell anybody my dreams, they're always like, what are you on? I mean, I'm not on anything in life. But anyway, I have crazy dreams, and so I want to start writing them down. So I'm just going to start writing down like a little reminder of what the dream was. I don't need to write down the whole dream in detail, because I find that if I just have like one starting point of what it was about, then I can remember it really well. And I added this little lol sticker from my Bando sticker pack, because that's kind of how I feel about all of my dreams. I'm just like, I wake up and I'm like, lol. So yeah, that's my dream long spread. So the next spread is the brain dump and big ideas inspiration pages, and this is where I'm just going to write down any random ideas or things that I have when they pop into my brain. And this is something that I highly recommend that you do to keep your mind clear. I will usually, if I have an idea pop into my head during the day, I will immediately write it down in the notes app on my phone. And then I'll probably continue to do that because my phone is always on me, and then I'll come back in here and put it in. But I highly recommend doing that because it keeps your mind clear, and because if you don't write down things when they pop into your brain, you're gonna clog your mind space, because you're gonna be like secretly in the back of your mind trying to remember them. And so when you just brain dump it and offload it right away onto something, then you don't have to worry about it. So I highly recommend this for keeping your brain clear. I don't know if you can hear that scratching sound in the background, by the way, but that is my cat, Mr. Purry, going totally psycho. The next spread that I have is my first monthly spread. So as I said, I am starting in March, and I decided to doodle flowers, coffee, and donuts, because those are 3 things that make me very happy. I don't really care if things go together. I've decided I'm not gonna stick to like a strict theme, and that's fine for people who do. I've seen beautiful ones, but my personal theme is just drawing anything that makes me happy. So donuts, flowers, and coffee make me happy. So I did that, and then I decided to put a quote right here that I kind of want to embrace for the month. And so I put, don't lead with logic, lead with possibility. And this is from Shelly Varela, I think is how you say her name. I'm not really sure, but there's a podcast that I listen to called the Mind Your Business Podcast by James Wedmore. He's actually my business coach, and one of his guests recently said this quote, and I thought it was just beautiful, because you don't want to limit yourself. When people start thinking about what they want and the goals that they want to achieve, they immediately start trying to think about how that's going to happen, and then they start once they realize they're not sure how it's going to happen right then and there, they start like cutting away at that goal and making it smaller and smaller and smaller until it's more logical. And so this quote is about forgetting the how for now. When you are thinking about your goals and your dreams, you figure out the how later. So that's kind of what that quote means to me, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. Moving on, we have this delightful little monthly overview. So I made a calendar, and then I decided to write down or have a space for my top 3 goals. And I stick with 3, no more than 3. I'm a firm believer in goal setting, but I'm also a firm believer that if you have too many goals for a too many goals in a set amount of time, you're just going to overwhelm yourself and spread yourself too thin and then not accomplish half of them. So I'm sticking to top 3 goals for the month, and then there's a little growth tracker so that I can keep track of the different things that I'm trying to grow for my business. So I've got my email list. Since I am gonna try to pay a little more attention to YouTube this year, I went ahead and wrote that down. My Facebook group, my Facebook business page, and then Instagram. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to Instagram either, but I just want to make sure that these are at least growing every month. I never want to stay stagnant, or I don't want to go backwards. And so at the end of the month, I'm going to look at my stats, and if I grew, then I'm going to write the number in green. If I stayed the same, then I'm going to write it in purple. And if I went backwards, then I'm going to write it in red. I don't anticipate having to write it in red. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to grow all of these consistently every month. So hopefully I will see a whole lot of green. Moving on to the next page is my March habits tracker. One of the reasons why I really wanted to try bullet journaling is because I friggin' loved the idea of habit trackers. I've been using a app on my phone called Habit Bowl, and that's really been helping. It's just a daily habit tracker, but I am at heart a tangible goods person. I love putting a pen and pencil to paper and just the satisfaction of just going in there. And so one of the things that really drew me to bullet journaling was the idea of being able to track a bunch of different things. So and this page took me forever to decide on. There was like a million different trackers, and so this spread took me the longest to figure out how I wanted to lay it out. And as you can see, there's a lot of blank space right here. I still haven't decided what I want to put. I saw a lot of people doing like mood trackers and sleep trackers, and I don't really feel like I need to track my sleep. I'm pretty dang good about getting at least 7.5 hours, if not 8 or more every single night. So I don't feel the need to track that, and I'm also really mindful of my mood as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll track that, maybe I won't. I haven't decided what I'm gonna put here, waiting for inspiration to strike. So if you have any ideas of what would be cool to put in this March Good Habits spread, comment below and let me know. I am totally open to suggestions, but I'm really excited to use this. I thought it was a cool idea to be able to see the whole month at a glance, how I did on all of my habits. Moving on to the last page that I have created so far, and this is my weekly. So we've got the date. I have chosen to write down a top goal for the week. So I only have one main goal that I focus on every single week, because as I said earlier when I was going over like the monthly overview, if I choose too many goals, then it ends up me being totally overwhelmed and spreading myself too thin, and then it's like I don't get any of them done. So I never choose more than one main goal a week, and then I just decided to put the name of the month up in the top right hand corner. So as I'm flipping through my bullet journal, as it gets fuller, I'll be able to like see really quickly what month it is. And then, so I have laid it out, I laid it out horizontally, and I decided to create a master to-do list. So I'm going to be putting things that I know I have to do on certain days in these boxes. So for example, if I have like a coaching call that is going to happen Wednesday at 12 o'clock, that'll go in here. Or certain things that I have to do on certain days, I'm going to put in these spaces right here. But I have found that I work better and I'm more productive if I just have like a master to-do list for the whole week. I don't like putting out all of my to-dos on certain days, because inevitably I will wake up and not feel like doing anything on the to-do list for the day. I'll wake up on Monday, see my big long to-do list, and I'll be like, no, I don't feel like it. I feel like doing the tasks that I wrote down for Thursday. So I have found that for me, I only schedule the things that are absolutely kind of like have to happen on certain days, but for the most part, I will write just a master brain dump of all of the to-dos that I have to do for the week, and then that's how I work. So like when I wake up Monday, I will see if there's anything that I have to do that day, and then I'll just start checking off things from the master to-do list, and I've organized it by work to-dos and then just any other random to-dos. I'll probably put to-dos from my 100 things under like the other to-dos and just errands and things like that. And then I also have another habit tracker because, like I said, I'm really excited about the habit tracker. So I wanted to see, I mean, it might be a little overkill having a monthly and a weekly. We'll see. That's the beauty of it. If I don't like it, I don't have to do it next time. But I thought it'd be cool to see the month overview, but then I want to like make sure that as I'm working through the day, I have it right here to just remind me. So the same habits that I have on that page, I'm also tracking here so that I can just get myself one last reminder. And that is it. We will see how this works out, and we will see what I put for next week. But yeah, that is my bullet journal setup so far for 2018. I'm really excited to see what other spreads might pop into my head that I can create. And I might consider doing this monthly and just showing you how I set up my journal every single month. If that is something you would like to see, then comment below. Let me know if you would like to see more bullet journal videos. Let me know and I will make it happen, because I can already tell, like, I'm already obsessed with this. So yeah. And there you have it. That is how I have set up my first ever bullet journal. So if you enjoyed this video and you want me to do more videos on bullet journaling, then be sure to let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on those future amazing videos when they come out.